This webinar is designed to take you through the CSV importer and the CSV import template. We're in the back office, we're in items. To access the latest templates, we click on import and we've got the master import template, the units of measure, the import composing items to create bundle products, import variant items to create variations, parent and child, and the import listings template to manage listing across multiple e-commerce channels in bulk. We're going to look at the master import template. I'm going to click into that, and now I'll click on the download the latest template. That will download it, open that up, and you will see a template that looks like this. The blue line is the headings that you would see. I've created a second line here to show you how to populate it, and that is the yellow line with the product data below that. We're going to work through each of these columns and how they relate to the item view. So the value you put in here against the header, and then how it will look in an item in Stok.ly. Okay, so first column, SKU. That is the SKU of the product. It needs to be a unique product code. When you're creating products in Stok.ly via the CSV, you do have an option for Stok.ly to create those automatically. Stok.ly can also create barcodes automatically when you're creating products and importing them via the CSV. Is variable. This only relates to a variable parent. In this case, we're creating a simple child product, just a simple product in Stok.ly. So we can leave that blank. That will default to no. Item type. Item type is the category. You'll set those up in Stok.ly as part of setting up your products. Barcode. This was the barcode that you would see and use at the point of sale in your store. The name, this is the name of the product. This is the name that would appear in your ePos point of sale or on telesales or field sales. And you'd see that is the name here. You can have a different name for each e-commerce channel, and I'll take you through that a bit later in attributes. Here, this is the product description. It can be in HTML. It's in this field here, description, opens up a WYSIWYG editor for plain English or HTML editing. We now have the weight and dimensions of the item. So weight, that can be kilos or pounds. You'd see here weight, kilos or pounds. And then if we just scroll down here, you'll see that width, height, and length, they need to be in centimeters, and we've got width, height, and length in centimeters. Here's the harmony code if you do international delivery. Is purchased? Yes. So you're going to purchase it. A composite item is not purchased because you are making it from simple items. In this case, we purchase the item. Now, manufacturer refers to the brand. You have a separate column for supplier. So that might be ABC wholesalers, and they sell products from the brand Nike. You'll see that that is this field here. We've got manufacturer part numbers and tags. So if you want to add in multiple tags, you comma separate them, and they will show up in Stok.ly like this. You can create any tag you want to support your business. So that could be subcategories, it could be season tags, it could be zones in your warehouse that are going to help divide up pick lists for your team to pick. Now we're into supplier and how you buy your products. If we have a look in the back office here, and we scroll down to units of measure, units of measure determine how you can purchase your products and receive them in. In this case, I've got products set up so that I can buy them in units of 1, a box of 10, or a pallet of 100. If we're going to set up units of measure using the master import template, we can only add one line. So if you're just buying in single units, you can set up one. If you want to add in multiple ways to purchase from each supplier, then you should use the units of measure import template, which is designed to help you import in bulk in the various ways that you purchase from. In this case, we're going to set it up to buy from one supplier in one unit. And we add in supplier SKU, the supplier name. Supplier name must match exactly the supplier that you set up in suppliers. The unit barcode, so that would be for the single unit. The cost price, that's ex VAT. The currency, we can see here that it includes no VAT. And we've got the lead time, that's the standard lead time for receiving items from this supplier for that SKU. This is the quantity in unit, a single unit, and you'll see that matches against the data that we've got here for one unit in the unit of measure. We've got minimum margin and the margin type. So if I'm looking to make 50% gross margin on my products, I will put that in here. We're going to show this in the gross sales export, and we'll match that against your actual gross margin, and then you'll be able to easily identify products that are falling below your minimum margin expectation. We've got recommended price and recommended currency, and typically for a e-commerce sale, if you want to populate those fields on a product. And here we've got sale price. Sale price, this is the price that you would use to sell on your ePos or point of sale, telesales, field sales. This relates to this field here, selling price. Adding in prices for Amazon or Magento or Shopify, we do that via attributes, and I'll show you that in a moment. So adding in the selling price is done through here, and we can add in the VAT, and then we apply the tax class. Okay, adding in 20 here will tell Stokly that the sale price, £65, includes 20% VAT. When we store the price in Stokly, you'll see that we hold X VAT price. Stokly will do the calculation for you based on what you put in here. So you can put your full sale price in, Stokly will calculate the X VAT price, and that's what we store. When it comes to tax classes, Stokly has variable tax classes. If you want to create multiple tax classes, you can come down here into settings and go into tax classes. There's a separate video to show you how to create tax classes, and then you match up the tax class that you've created with the tax class value that you put in here. So we have created a tax class called standard. It's the 20% VAT, and so we put standard. I could create another tax class called 5%, in which case I put 5% in here, and that will match up against the tax. Age restriction, if you sell alcohol, for example, with an age restriction of 18, at the point of sale, it will, when someone tries to buy a product with age restriction on it, it will pop up, and the operative will have to approve that the person has met the age restriction requirements. Stokly now enables you to set minimum inventory and max inventory by location. So in this case, when we look at your inventory for an item across multiple locations, we've got a minimum inventory warning and a max. It's going to show like this, location name in brackets, inventory maximum. And then each location, I'm going to pop in the name of the location and inventory maximum. So when we look at locations, you see I've got Central Warehouse, Hereford and London Store. And here I've got Hereford, London and Central Warehouse. Now this should be London Store. So it matches exactly against the location that I have set, London Store. Okay, and that is now going to populate the maximum inventory with 10, 20 and 50, which you can see 10, 20 and 50. We now do the inventory minimum critical level. Your critical inventory in a location means that we will not allow you to do a stock transfer that breaches that level. You can do a stock transfer that breaches the minimum quantity you want to hold at a location, but say you always need 10 units in your warehouse to fulfill e-commerce orders, we can ensure that no stock transfer will drop your inventory below that minimum critical level. And now we've got an inventory minimum warning. When your inventory falls below your minimum warning, it will appear in the inventory warnings report, and you can automate your replenishment or purchasing based on the rules we set up there. And to populate the fields here, minimum warning, you'll see we've got 10, 20, 6 and 12. We've created a minimum warning for each location, Hereford 6, London 12, and the Central Warehouse 20. And it comes across with location name in brackets, and we just add in the location name, Hereford, in front of inventory warning and create a new column for each location that we want to add. We can allow negative inventory, so it allows you to mask the inventory on an e-commerce platform and perhaps always show 10 in stock or always show the product in stock. But in Stok.ly, we will always show you the correct inventory, even if it's negative. And now here we're going to populate Stok.ly with attribute values. If we scroll up here to our attribute section on the product page, you'll see these are all the attributes we've got in for this SKU. If I want to add in attributes for shoe color, shoe size, and shoe width, which you see here, shoe color, shoe size, and shoe width. First, we need to create the attributes in Stok.ly, and there are help videos on that. And then for each of the attributes, we've got attribute in brackets, attribute name, and we create a new column for each attribute we want to add in a value for. Attribute tells Stok.ly that this is going to be adding to the attribute, and then you add in the full attribute name, exactly same format as is in Stok.ly. So you can see here, shoe color is 2 words, and their shoe color is 2 words with a space between it. Underneath which I can put in my value, so blue, and then that will populate shoe color blue. And we add as many columns as we want to add attributes. Again, images, we can add in as many images as we want. Again, that's image title. You might just want to keep that image title 1, 2, 3. That's going to import the images in the order and show them here under the images in 1, 2, 3. We use the URL from an image to import in bulk, if you want to import images from your hard disk, you can do that directly through the back office. Now, if we want to adjust the inventory at a location, this is where we adjust plus the name of the location. Okay, and again, we can create as many columns as you want to import inventory against. And when we import inventory, and we scroll down to the inventory section, on hand, that's the adjustment we would be making to the on hand value. Okay, it will add or remove inventory. If I wanted to make a negative change, i.e. take 20 away from the on-hand inventory, I would have -20. Otherwise, if I leave it as plain 20, that's going to add 20 to my on-hand inventory level. This is your preferred storage location, your rack number, where you would pick from, put away goods to, find for stock takes, etc. There's a different rack number per location. You can also add extra storage locations through the app, the Stok app. And the final column is variable attribute, again, only used for the creation of variable parents. In this case, it would default to no. So that has been a walkthrough of the main import CSV template and each of the columns. Once you've completed the import template, then you would come back into Stok.ly. It's important that you save the import template as a CSV. Come into items, come into import, import items, click on your file server, and then you can import the CSV ready to go through the steps. Again, there's a separate video on how to use the CSV importer and handle errors and what have you. If you've got any questions, please ask your account manager. I hope you found this video helpful. Your feedback is welcome. Thank you.